So you need your pattern, your back and the front pattern. Okay, this is my short pattern. All right, so this is the back. You can see I wrote center back, side back. This is the side front and this is the center front. So I will start with the center front. So I will do just one. So anything I do for this one, you're going to repeat it for the back one so that we can save time. All right, so all you need to do is for you to get the fullness, you need to connect. This is your crease line, you need to connect it to the dart, the front dart. All right, so I'll just connect it like so. Even if it's not straight, just connect it. Just make sure that the tip of you connect it to the tip of your dart to the crease line, any point of your crease line, just as I'm doing it like so. So you see, so I'll just go ahead now. I'll just slash it. I'll slash the dart to this point. So I'll go ahead, I'll place it on another pattern paper under. So I want to open up the dart more so that I can get more fullness. So you close the dart. You note the number you have here, because it's exactly the number you have here you're going to have at the back panel. You need to note it down so that you will not have one fullness on one side. It will be equal on both back and front. So whatever you have here, just write it down. You can make it 2 inches, 3, depending on how wide your paper is. So I will leave it at 2.3 inches. I'll just go ahead, I will pin it here, or I will use my tape to hold here like so. So I've connected it. So all I need to do now, just go ahead, I'll just cut it out like this, then we'll proceed. Okay, so you can go ahead and add your hemming allowance on the down part. All right, so the same way I cut out this front pattern, that is how you're going to cut out the back pattern. Okay, so I'll just do the back pattern, then we'll proceed. Okay, so I've gone ahead to cut out the back pattern. All right, when you use your curve ruler, when you come here, just make sure that everything is equal. Just make sure that this part is lying flat and is equal down here. So in case you don't know how to draft a basic trouser block, if you want me to make a tutorial on how to draft it, please let me know in the comment section so I can make that video for you. If I get a lot of requests on that, I'm going to try to drop the tutorial. So for the back panel, like I did in the front panel, I divided the waist measurements. Okay, I measured the waist and it gave me 9.1. I divided it by 3. So I measured what I have here. I have, okay, let me just say 3 inches here, 3 inches here, and this side is 3 inches. I also did same for the hemline. I measured it and then I divided it into 3 and I sheared it to the hemline as well. So I'll just go ahead, I'll connect it from the waist to the hemlines. Okay, so this is the front and this is the back. Before you cut out your pattern piece, please make sure you label your pattern so that you won't get confused. Label it very well so that you won't get, by the time you cut it out, they will all look alike. You might become confused. So I'll go ahead, I will slash it now, all of them. So I just indicated the upper parts so that to be on the safe side. Okay, just indicate the upper parts. So I'll set this aside now. Okay, and I'll cut the back. So I'll go ahead now, I'll place it on the fabric so that we'll see. All right, okay, so I've placed it on the fabric. As you can see, I hope you can see the choking on the waistline. I added ½ inch up for the allowance, for the sewing allowance, and on this side I added 0.6 inches. Okay, so if you know the number of if you added ½ inch, if you added 1 inch here for your side front, that is where, yeah, the side front, that is exactly what you're going to add when you're cutting it out on the fabric. Anything you add on the band is what you're going to add for the side front and the side back. Okay, so I added 0.6 inches allowance here. I'm still going to trim it. And for the hemline, I didn't want to add any allowance, but I changed my mind, so I added 1 inch down here. Okay, so for this crotch part, I added ½ an inch down. So this is it. Then for the spacing, I made it 4 inches here. 4 inches, 4 inches. You can decide to do, yeah, 4 inches. You can try to do more than 4 inches if you want it bigger, or if you want the pleats bigger, and if you have enough fabric to work with. So I'll go ahead and I'll cut it out now. So what I did for this front panel, I will repeat it exactly for the back. Okay, so for this place, you see how I chalked it here. So you have to notch it so that when you're sewing it, it will be easy for you to sew. Okay, so you come here, you hold the two. Meanwhile, the fabric was on fold. I have to, for the front, you need 2 pieces for the front. Okay, for the left and the right. Then for the back, you need 2 pieces. So I have 2 pieces here. So my fabric was on fold before I started cutting it. So I'll just notch it here. I will notch here too. This 4 inches. I will notch here too. I'll also notch here. So this is very, very important. So by the time you open up your fabric, you will not be looking for your 4 inches, so that when you go to the machine to sew, you sew exactly what the fullness that you added to the fabric, you sew it back to your waist measurement. Okay, so I'll just set this aside and I will cut the back panel exactly how I have done this one. Okay, so at the end of it, we're going to sew it like this. You see, that's how it's going to be. So I will show you how to do it when we get to the sewing machine. Alright, so don't worry. So I'm done cutting it out on the fabric. Okay, this is the front panel, and this is the back, and this is the front panel. Alright, so you see, this is the band. Alright, this is the band now. This is for the back, center back, center back and side back. This is the center front and side front. Okay, so now I don't want to cut it pieces, because normally I'm supposed to cut 2 of these and 2 of this and join it together, but I want to save myself the stress because of the nature of the fabric I'm working with. It's not a strong fabric. So I'm going to just go ahead. I will use my tape now. I will join it here, the side back and the side front. I will join it together. Remember, when you're cutting out your band, make sure you label it. You see how I labeled my own up? This means this is the upper part, this is the waist. Okay, on this side I also wrote up. Here I wrote down, so that you will know. The reason you label is so that you will not get confused when you want to start cutting it out on the fabric. So now I'm going to join these 2 sides together. Okay, like so. You see the up part, this up is facing the same way, so I'm just going to do it. I'll use my tape, my sellotape, to just hold it, so that I'll just cut it out on my fabric as one piece. Okay, I'll just cut it on fold as one piece. I'll cut 2 of it like this. So let me just go ahead and hold it. I'm going to use one of the pieces to turn another one. That is why I made it 2 pieces. Okay, and it's on fold, don't forget. So I'll just go ahead, I'll cut it out now. So you don't need to add any allowances, because we already added allowance to the pattern. Okay, these are the allowances are already there. So I'll just go ahead and we'll start joining them on the sewing machine. We'll start sewing the short. Okay, so I will start with the back pattern. So we're going to join this to this, join this to this. Okay, just hold it like so. So if you look closely, you notice that I marked it. Okay, so I'll stop from the waist. I'll stop around 5 inches. You can make yours longer, you can make yours shorter, depending on how you want. So I'll stop around 5 inches. Okay, so I'll just go ahead. I marked it to be sure that, when we did this, we had 4 inches. So I have to make sure that I am sewing exactly where I want to. So that was why I made this mark. So I'll repeat it for this part. So you see how it is. So this is it. So I'll repeat it for the other one. So I'm done joining it. See the way it looks. I hope you can see it. This is the back panel and this is the back. So we'll go to the ironing table now. Just iron it like this. Iron it like this on the ironing table, like this. iron it like this and open ahead. I also went ahead, I joined the crotch. I use half an inch to join the crotch. So I'll join this one now, so you see this is the front panel. See it? So I'll go ahead now, just join the crotch. Please weave your if you're working with this kind of fabric, make sure you weave it all this kind of styles like this. So make sure you weave the edges. You see how all these edges, weave it very well so that it won't be fraying like this. Okay, so I'll go ahead now, sew the crotch. I'll iron it very well. Then the next thing I need to do after ironing it, I will shape it. I will shape the side first before joining the down. I place the front on the back, so I want to shape it. I will shape the two sides before I will join the crotch. Okay, I want to shape it before I will join the crotch. Okay, so let me go ahead and shape it. I already measured my waist measurement, so that is 35 divided by 2 is 17.5. so I have 19 on the waist, so I just marked it. So I marked half inch on this side and half inch on this side. So remember our zip is on the side, so when I finish I'm going to lose either of the sides, okay, where I'll fix the zip. Maybe I'll use this side. Okay, so this is the crotch. You can see the crotch. So just join it like this and then you sew from one end to the other. But before I join this crotch, I would like to hem the pants. I want to hem it. With your hem lines, all the places that are fraying, so that you will not be so that the work will be easy for you. Very important. So I went ahead, I ironed it down. I ironed everything. See it? See the inside, see how fine it is. So this fabric is very colorful. You might not really get to see the style lines very well because of the nature of the fabric. So I also opened this side for the zipper. So I'll be fixing the zip on this side of the pants. I ironed it very well. So I'll fix the zip on the crease line that I ironed. The teeth of the zip will be exactly on the crease line so that it won't add to my measurement or remove my measurement. So you have to make sure that they align. You have to make sure that the zip, this side and this side is equal. So even if it means you marking it, you have to mark it so that your work come out very neat. So this is the zip. We'll go ahead now, we'll fix the band, but before that I'll have to trim off this excess here. Okay, so I'll just bring down the zip. Make sure your zip is down before you trim it off, so that if this head is up, if you trim it off, that means you have to start afresh. So the band, see the band here, I already joined it together. You know, we had two pieces, so I joined it together and I ironed it open. Then I ironed half an inch on this side. This side is half an inch. I ironed it all the way down. So I will start fixing it, and I see I notched it so that I will know which place will be on the down part. Okay, so ties on the waist. So I'll start fixing it from here now. I'll just fold in here like so, half inch. I'll just use half inch to fold here. Then I'll start sewing. I'll sew it round. Alright. So when I get to this end part, I'll just hold it like so. I'll sew it. I'll just sew it like this so that I can turn it. I'll turn it in like so. See where I turn? I'll fold it in. This is my half an inch. Remember the half an inch we left on the waist? So I'll just turn it in like so. This way. Just to cover this stitch. So I'll sew exactly on top my previous stitch. So see it, I'm done fixing the band. I'll go ahead now, give it a very good press. I'll iron it very well.